I found out Assassin's Creed Odyssey is coming out in October, early October. I was watching videos of it, and the combat system looks very similar to the last one. And I didn't like the combat system in the last one in Assassin's Creed Origins. It's just a button masher. I like the previous one where you tap the buttons in time. You know, the people, I like the Batman type of combat, the Arkham combat there. Because it's not just a button masher, bam, 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 I'm a cat. You have to do it in time. And then in Origins, there was a really great way to even get around that. If you got on a horse, you could just run by people and hit them with your sword or your spear, and they couldn't do anything to you. You could do that to any enemy. You just go, flying past them and hit them, and they get knocked over. You go by again, hit them, get knocked over. It was impossible for them to do anything. I'm sure in this one they're going to do something dumb like, you get knocked over if you go anywhere near somebody while you're on a horse, instead of fixing the combat system. They're adding combat skills, it looks like. If that will actually make the combat system any better, probably not. If they haven't changed how it works. If all they're doing is just adding skills that do more damage, it's not going to make it any better. It's just adding skills that do more damage. That doesn't actually change anything. You can probably just tap attack as fast as you can. It's like remember those brawlers from the 90s? Like the Turtles in Time, the Simpsons game. The Simpsons had a brawler in the 90s. All you 2-year-olds don't know that. Look it up. It's from Konami. It's like that, except it's in 3D. I mean, remember when 3D was the new thing and every game had to be in 3D? Well, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is in 3D, and you have boats that you can ride around in and control, so that's cool. They brought that back from Black Flag. Something else I don't like is how every location is a checklist. It's like, here's the thing you gotta do. It's always the exact same thing. Find the chest. And if it's an enemy outpost, find the commander and assassinate him. You just do that over and over and over again. It just makes me wonder, why is the world so small? They could just randomly generate that. Millions and millions of these things. Because there's no difference between any of them. It's all the same. They got the loot system back. Loot system sucked in the last one. It just really didn't serve a purpose. I guess they thought it was gonna be like a loot in an RPG, but it wasn't. It just seemed more like a gate. Like, you can't do enough damage. You gotta get more stuff. You gotta go back and grind. But I never had to grind because I'm pro. Maybe they should think about making a good Assassin's Creed game. That's right, I said it. You know what I liked? I like the way Fallout and Elder Scrolls has their world made. Because you don't get checklists everywhere. You don't go into a building and say, find the chest and loot it. So you can go into a building and say, look at this. There's a secret door. And it leads you to a secret underground dungeon. With witches and liches and spooky skeletons. You never see that in Assassin's Creed, do you? The game says this is what's going to happen, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Nothing else is going to happen. I hope the story makes sense in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It did not make any sense at all in Origins. Sometimes they would have these characters, I have no idea who they are. Just all of a sudden they appear out of nowhere, and just we're expected to know who they are. And sometimes they would just cut the cutscenes off short. You're like, what's even happening? There was one, when Alexandria was under attack, and what's-her-face goes up to the lighthouse, and then she gets attacked, and it cuts away, and never goes back, and she just appears later. Like, That's not how that works. You're supposed to have a flashback and say, "Oh, this is how I got out." And what I did, I just hit the attack button a whole bunch of times, and I won. I guess tomorrow I can talk about what I think about Shadow of the Tomb Raider. How would you like that, guys? Or do you want me to talk about Todd Howard? If you want me to talk about Todd Howard, like and subscribe. If you want me to talk about Shadow of the Tomb Raider, like and subscribe.